Assalamu alaikum. This is Binterik on Dawah. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that may not seem like it's related to Dawah, but it really is, because how we present ourselves to the world physically in our clothing and how we represent ourselves online when we upload pictures and videos of ourselves. This is a form of Dawah, whether we like to believe it or not. The first thing that I want to start off with is that just basically knowing about the internet, there's nothing private on the internet, okay? I don't understand why very many times I see people saying, well, I have pictures, but they're private. They're online, but they're private. I'm like, okay, back in my day, there generally always had to be a human hand or a human set of eyeballs on a photo in order for it to turn out well. So even if we wanted to take pictures that we didn't want everybody to see, we wouldn't use a regular camera. We'd use what was called a Polaroid. But what happens with that picture? It's a physical evidence of something that took place that you don't want everybody to see. Or as hijabis, it could just be a picture with you without your hijab on. You did a nice job with makeup, or you're having a gathering at your home with friends or whatever. You know, you're at your house, or you're at a wedding or something. You want to just take a picture, just you. You can get a Polaroid, take a picture. Well, what happens to that picture though? It could be seen by others, right? Because now we're going to get off of talking about the physical pictures, because this is a pretty rare thing that people don't do anymore. But what I'm trying to make a point of here is to understand that you don't have private pictures. As soon as you take a device and you take a photo or a video, I'm just going to talk about photos because that's easier to make a correlation between my day and what's happening these days. When you take a photo, it's not a personal thing anymore. It's in a device, which can be lost and found by somebody else. Or if the photos are developed and they're actual physical pictures, they can be found by someone else. Now, let's move into internet times and think about digital pictures, okay? Every one of us has a phone. We have a tablet. We've got a computer. We've got storage devices on there that have pictures of us. You have these digital images that you take of yourself and your friends or whatever, and you have this on your phone. And because you don't upload it anywhere, then you're thinking, okay, this is private. Or you might say that you'd upload it to like a private thing and people have to like sign in to see the photo. Okay, so that could be a thing too. But then what if you're dealing with somebody and you're sharing photos with somebody who is not trustworthy, and they might just show your photo to somebody without your hijab, without the proper clothes on. You might be actually exposed to somebody that you don't want to see your photo because it's already out there. So as soon as that image is already out there, any image that you take of yourself, any video that you take of yourself, it should be something that you would not be totally mortified somebody else seeing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us in a beautiful way. All women are beautiful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that all women have beauty that they should cover up, right? And so when we talk about having private pictures, it isn't always that, How many of us have lost a phone? How many of us have, maybe refurbished a phone, There may be ways for people to discover and find these pictures. So you want to be super careful about, taking photos, taking videos, and making sure that don't confuse anything about it. Don't say that, okay, I've sent this person a picture and they're never going to show anybody else. I've taken a picture without my hijab or without the proper clothing, or in a situation that I don't want anybody to see, and I've just shared it with like one friend. This is a very naive way of looking at photos. And I want us to be aware, digital devices, they take images, and those images can be brought out and shared anywhere. You could be sending a picture. I don't know how many times people have said this has taken place. They might have thought that they were sending one picture and they were sending a totally different picture to somebody. Or they have received pictures from people that they did not expect to see. So these digital images, they can be manipulated as well. They can be edited and they can be manipulated. So as far as taking photos of yourself without your hijab, or taking compromising photos and thinking that they're private, or uploading photos of, children or, other members of your family without their permission, these kind of things, this can be very harmful. So when we take images, it's about honoring images of yourself and making sure that you are secure, and your hijab, which is your khimar, your covering, your modesty and your dignity, is widespread. It is spread over every image that you have of yourself, every image that somebody else takes of you. Recently, I was at a wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding, mashallah, and it was such a delight to be be invited to this beautiful wedding. And before we went in, the bride had, I think it's like the first in Canada, these little envelopes, these little cloth envelopes with a clear window covering the camera part. And they made sure that, everybody came in and they had staff there checking people's phones and covering the phones with this envelope so that you couldn't take photos or videos. Now, we're all Muslims. Many, if not all of the people at the wedding were all Muslims, Muslim women. I was fine. I'm like, okay, well, mashallah, like, why would I take pictures of a hijabi in her wedding dress anyway? Why would I need a photo of that personally? I wouldn't need that. She's dressing up for the people at the wedding. So we're seeing her, and that's good enough. But lo and behold, when I got in there, it was a little difficult to navigate the phone. You're there to spend time with people and say your congratulations to the bride. You're not there to play on your phone anyway. But I heard some people arguing in Arabic and other languages about how they couldn't take any pictures, and they just found that disrespectful. What I find shocking is that this was necessary. Why is this necessary for the sister to do that? Because she knows, or her mother knows, or her husband knows that there are going to be people who are ill-mannered taking pictures and videos of her and possibly sharing them and not covering her, not respecting her hijab. SubhanAllah. So she locked the phones. She locked everybody's phones. And then when I left, then I got my phone back. And I wanted to tell my daughter about the wedding, so I took a photo of the little gift bag, and I wrote out, what was at the wedding, my impressions of what everything looked like, and stuff like that, so I could tell her. But I was not annoyed. She is defending her hijab, and she knows, unfortunately, there are people who are going to take photos of her, videos of her, without her hijab and possibly share them. She had a professional photographer there so that she could have professional videos and pictures taken and share them, have those with her personally for her own personal, so she can have memories of the day. This is beautiful. This is very nice. She has it just for her. But to cover everybody else's phone, somehow people thought that was rude. If you're going to have a problem with somebody asking you, no, I don't want my picture taken. No, I don't want my child's picture taken. Can you avoid that, please? Would you not take my child's photo, please? For Muslim sisters, we should be more concerned about the honor and dignity of our sisters in Islam. And we shouldn't be so quick to, be taking selfies and photos and things like that. If you wanted to take a picture of yourself all dolled up for a wedding, then take it at your house before you come to the wedding. Why do you need to do that here, in a public place? And why cause problems and why have issues with somebody who's made this choice for themselves? It's a wonderful idea. Also, on the same topic of, hijab and videos and pictures, I wanted to add in an issue sometimes that happens. And sometimes people get annoyed by this too. And I'm just like, no, we should love our sisters and we should respect and cover our sisters, It's just like if I was walking down the street and there was a sister whose hijab was coming off and she was carrying something heavy or she was dealing with a baby or something, I would come and I would rush and I would put her hijab for her, tuck it in on the side of her cheek or something. I would help her with her hijab because you're my sister in Islam. I respect hijab. I love wearing hijab. And if my sister is telling me, for example, that they started wearing niqab, right? They were on TikTok, they were on Instagram, and they started wearing niqab, after that. And I was contacted by one of these sisters, and she asked me, can you please remove the videos that you duetted with me without my niqab? And I'm like, no problem. I have no problem. It's not my picture. It's not my video. I don't care if that video had 50 million views. I don't have a right to keep that up when the sister is asking me, can you please remove it? So I did. I went to find a video and I deleted it. No problem. You are now covering more than you used to. And I respect that and I support that and I love that. And I will remove that video. If anybody asked me to remove a video that I duetted with them or that I stitched with them or that I have their picture or whatever, then it's fine. I will take it down. I have no problem. And I don't even look at how many views that video got. It is not an issue for me. My issue is that my sister has asked me to cover her. And I will cover her, even if I have to rip my own hijab in half to make sure that my sister is covered. I don't care. I love the hijab. I love the niqab. I love it when women cover. I love when they are asserting that choice that they have to cover, and I support that, and I want that. I want our Muslim brothers and sisters to help each other cover. So when we also discover about hijab and we want to start practicing and being closer to the example of the Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, and we want to be modest and shy. Every Muslim woman, this is something that is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's a journey that she's going on. And if we have content of theirs, if we have, control over an image or a video of our sister, then we should obey them if they've asked us to remove it, and we should definitely support our sister and love her and help her with her hijab journey. This is very important. Just basically that you are precious, and you are precious and you are beautiful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored, the Muslim woman with wearing hijab and with coming, honoring and covering and being modest. We have to guard who sees us. We have to guard ourselves. And we should not trust any stranger or any devices to keep our hijab for us. When we see that our sister is struggling with it, then we have to support her and help her and love her, that she has been trying and that she's going towards trying to get to where she can wear hijab full time. In Islam, we are supposed to be supporting each other for the sake of Allah, and we're supposed to love each other for the sake of Allah. We wouldn't want anybody in our family, our close family, to feel humiliated in public. And we wouldn't want any of our brothers and sisters to feel, embarrassed. You don't want anybody to see, yourself in an uncompromising position. You don't want anybody to have access to your private files and videos. So if somebody asks you, please don't take pictures of me. Please don't take videos of me. If they ask you, can I have your camera? Can I put the camera? Can I put the phone down? Can you leave your phone? Phone's off, recording off, whatever. Or if somebody comes to you later on and says, you know what, I don't want you to take a picture of me. I don't want that picture of me or that video that you have of me. I will just delete it from my phone, literally, if that's what they're worried about, because we have to preserve the honor and the dignity of our brothers and sisters. This has been Binterik on Dawah. Assalamu alaikum.